Hi, I'm John with JD Marsh. Today I want to talk to you about the compressor mount for a 2021 to 2023 Ford Bronco. When you get the kit, you're going to get a base plate, you're going to get a side plate, a backer, and a support arm. You'll have 10 stainless steel nuts, 10 stainless steel lock washers, 11 black oxide bolts, and 4 zinc plated bolts. The tools you're going to need for this job are going to be a Phillips head. I have a short, depending on what size tire you got, to get the plastic retainer clip. I have a plastic retainer clip fork, 10mm wrench, a 1/4 inch drive 4-inch extension, a 1/4 inch drive ratchet, a 3/8 drive ratchet, a long extension. The extension, you're going to need a 10 and a 6 or a 20 to get down in there comfortably. So that's what you need. You'll also get a 10mm by 1/4 inch drive socket, a 8mm by 1/4 inch drive socket, and a 15mm by 3/8 drive socket. All right, so what we're going to do to start with is we're going to go and we're going to take the drive control module and the bracket for that off of the Bronco now. So we'll grab the tools we need and we'll go do that. Okay? Okay. So getting up in here, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to loosen the factory screws that hold the bracket on. Once we get these loose, we're going to go underneath and take the plastic retainer clip off. So we'll go underneath there, we'll take the retainer clip off now. So the retainer clip, we're going to get underneath here, unscrew this, get our retainer, get our fork back behind it. We're going to pull that out. If it doesn't come out right away, let's unscrew a little bit more here, if I can see what I'm doing. There we go. That pulls out just like that. Okay, now we're going to finish taking this off. We need to get the wiring off of here. So there's a clip right here that you push in the center of this, and then you're going to pull that off of there like that, wiggle that a little bit. We'll put that right over there out of the way. We already have our bolts loose. I'm taking them off right now. You're going to be very careful taking these off. You drop them down, most of the time not a big deal, but if you have a Sasquatch package or if you have a skid plate underneath there, these have a tendency to fall between the skid plate and the frame, and then you got to take the skid plate off to be able to get that out of there. Kind of takes the fun out of the afternoon. Not that terrible of a big deal, but you'll figure that out along the way. Okay, once you get the bolts off, to take this off, you're going to lift it up a little bit and out at the same time. It's just going to come right off and out. There's a little retainer clip right there that slides in there to hold it on. All right, so that's all you do. Take that out. We're going to go ahead and go over and assemble the mounting bracket now. Okay, so now we're going to use our 10mm. Take these off. Put that there. Put this over here out of the way. Like that. Now we're going to take the base and our back. We're going to make sure that those come together like that. Pretty much only goes together one way, so if you put it on wrong, you'll know right away. washer nut. I'm just going to put those on finger tight to start with. Put our side mount on here. It's going to go kind of over top of this and into this like that. Again with our lock washer and nut. Okay, we're going to grab our wrench and our 10mm socket. We're going to tighten these up. Okay. Now we're going to put our driveline module on. So you notice that the factory has 3 utilized. I went ahead and put 4 on here. If you don't want to use 4, you don't have to, but you're at least going to have the hardware to use so you can make that decision on your own. Go ahead and tighten them up. Okay, now we're ready to assemble this into the Bronco. So a lot of questions come up like, why do we have, the extra bolts here? Well, you'll have extra bolts for the compressor mount. So the compressor that you can get is from Amazon. They have quite an array of different compressors there. So they all pretty much use the same footing bracket. They come on a vibration plate like this, which has rubber here and rubber there, so that when it's on the ground, it's not walking all over the place. So you'll want to take that off, just 4 screws, and then the frame that you end up with looks just like these here. So those are all pretty much the exact same mounting locations as each other. There's quite a few different ones, including one that looks similar to this, which is a single that is through rough country. So these are doubles, and they seem to be fairly reliable. But they're Amazon, so they've got good warranty packages with them. But the whole reason for this is to give you a different option than ARBs. So my compressor system will be able to install, and you'll be able to put these on here. Also, on this, what you'll have is a way to put it on temporarily. So if you want to put this on and off, we have a system here where you can put a bungee cord. This is just a standard 15-inch bungee that can go on like that, and you can hold this, well, the compressor or a winch controller or anything like that on here. So it fits on here really well. So it'll come with the hardware for that to be put in. All right. So we're gonna go ahead and go put this into the Bronco now. Grab the tools that we need for that. And we'll get on there with that. All right. Okay, so to put this in here, first thing we're going to want to do is put our support in here. So our support comes off of the 15mm socket that I didn't grab. I'm sorry, hang on just a second. All right, down in here you have your shock mount, which we'll move on here. I got some light down there, so you're gonna get on that shock mount nut, and you're going to take that nut off. That probably looked way easy, but I've had this off a few times in testing. All right, we're going to put our support arm on there. Now the rib nut goes up, this goes down underneath onto that bolt, and then we'll put the nut on like that. And we're just going to put everything on fairly loose right now so that we can move it around before we do a final torque on everything. So that's on just a little loose. Okay, now we're going to take our compressor mount and slide it in here like this, bring it in underneath the washer fluid fill, and starter nut here. Oh, sorry. Okay, now with that started, we're going to go underneath and we're going to put our plastic retainer clip on so that we can get that line. So I'm going to be able to move this around by hand to help locate myself underneath. Okay, so once I find it, get it in there, push up. I'm gonna push up with this, make sure I'm up all the way, and just push that right up like that. Now we're secured. Okay, I'm ready to finish putting the bolts on the top. Come in here, I'm gonna find my hole here. There we go. Get that started in there. Alright, tougher there. It's alright. Okay, and I'm going to grab my other black oxide and I'm going to look down here and I'm going to find my hole that's on my support arm, and I'm going to put my bolt in here like that. Okay, I'm going to take my flashlight, let it fall down to the ground. It's all part of the experience. Go ahead and tighten these up. Okay, I got all my bolts in, so I can go ahead and tighten this up like I would normally. My 10mm for my black oxide. And then finally finish with the 15mm down on the nut for the, excuse me, for the shock here, shock mount. Now there is a torque spec on this. I don't know what that is, but you probably want to find out. Okay, once you get that on, then all we have left to do is put on our wiring for our drive control module. As you pull this over, you're going to kind of push down, because this is trying to cam lock that on there. So you're going to push down a little bit so you're not relying on just the plastic. And that clip, you should hear that click in like that. And you're locked in. As you can see, this fits in here nice and easy, gives you plenty of room. I can definitely get in here on this. I don't have to worry about pouring it down on top of everything else. And I can still access all my parts. I still have a variant here, a little area for my hot area for the coolant system. So this is a good way of having your all your stuff on here for your compressor. I have a wiring kit up here, the quick connect, so that I can connect one up on here. It's up to your discretion. They also have, where they connect to this is just the alligator clip, so you can put on there when you want to use it. So that's the compressor mount installed. If you have any questions, please give me a call or email me at jdmarzllc@gmail.com. We'll have these out for production here pretty soon, and look forward to hearing back from y'all. Thank you.